What's going on YouTube? James here. Welcome back to James Talks Movies, where today we are going to be talking about the new live action interpretation of How to Train Your Dragon. It's about like the 1,000th attempt at a live action interpretation of an animated film, and and this time it's on the DreamWorks film How to Train Your Dragon. For once, Disney stopped and let DreamWorks have a go, and they're doing How to Train Your Dragon from the same director who directed the original, or at least one of the same directors, the main director, Dean DeBlois, who this is his first live action feature debuted, and he gets to direct the same movie that he directed in animated film form, which is pretty cool. Now, for some background on my thoughts on the original How to Train Your Dragon and kind of the franchise as a whole, since there's 3 of them, is I've never been the biggest fan. I've never been a hater either, so don't come at me in the comments. But with those movies, I don't know, the stories just kind of felt rushed to me. Not lots of the humor really landed, at least especially in that first movie. Just nothing really clicked to make it feel special or unique. I know, there's literally dragons in the film. But just something did not click with me, and I did not find it thematically that interesting or rich. And so, but it is a movie that I really, was interested when they said they were gonna do it in live action. I just feel like the human element story that they have in here, with kind of the outsider son, not really getting along with his father, and also the environmental message about taking care of wildlife and animals within Toothless and Hiccup's relationship that we get in here. And I was completely right. I personally think that this film, the live action version, is better than the animated film. And now, a lot of you guys might be thinking, well, isn't it the same movie? Did they, remake the movie, scene for scene, or just, retread most of the scene, like a shot-for-shot remake? And, yeah, they did. Yes, they did. And there is a lot of scenes in the original that should be kept in there, just for story purposes and development purposes. And so I like that they kept pretty much all the scenes in the movie. Where I think that this movie develops it further from the animated film is just it because it expands on the scenes. There's about 20 minutes more movie. It's longer than the first animated film, and so you just get a lot more expansion on the world and the relationships between Hiccup and Toothless and Astrid, and just it feels, for one, it's way more fun, I think, because you have more time to kind of develop these dragons and kind of what they do, and kind of their abilities and disabilities, and also just like I said, Astrid's and Hiccup's relationship. In the original, I actually thought one of my critiques was Hiccup and Astrid were kind of boring characters. I just felt like since it was so rushed, there was a potential to kind of have really interesting character arcs for both of them, and for them to have really unique personalities. But in the original, I didn't really feel that. In this movie, I do. I think there's just more time that they add. They expand on the scenes. They don't add a scene that doesn't need to be there. A unnecessary Beyonce song, Lion King. Um, they just, this movie's a vibe. This movie is a vibe. They give us more action, with the dragons. They make sure they're sitting with the humor a little bit more, and making their own jokes, and I feel like the humor lands a little bit more. And so, yeah, I think my only critique with the movie is just the main core of the story, which I think is done well, but just not too interesting to where it makes me want to watch it over and over again, is just the kind of cliche-ness of the story. The father-son relationship, the Hiccup being an outsider, wanting to prove to his dad that he's rightful and justified and stuff like that, and the romance of Hiccup and Astrid in here, just things like that. There are just more films I think that are more thematically rich. Still, although I do think it was done pretty effectively in this film, and the relationship between him and Toothless, the emotional beats hit a little bit more in live action, because not to spoil anything, a lot of human connection, like plot elements that I feel like just hit a little bit more in live action, really makes you think more of that environmental message and the animals and pets that you have. Also, like, the third act, just to kind of get more of my negatives out of the way, I feel like it's a little, I'm just not really a big action fan, so when, a little bit within the final battle, I kind of get lost, here and there, but it really picks up, within the last 5-10 minutes at the end. Barely a problem at all. But those two things I kind of mentioned kind of bring the movie down just a little bit. But like I said, it does have its emotional beats. It is really funny. It's a good comedy. It has sweet relationships. It feels more human. It feels more lively. And not to say that human elements cannot be fully realized and emotional in animation. It definitely can, but I feel like just in the case of How to Train Your Dragon, it kind of hit better in live action. I don't know how to explain it. You guys just need to see it for yourselves. Let me know all your thoughts on How to Train Your Dragon down below. Are you gonna see it? Are you not gonna see it? If you have seen it, let me know what you think in the comments section down below. I would love to hear all your thoughts. Also, when you're in the comments, if you have any movie suggestions for me, let me know them in the comment section down below as well, so then I can tell you my opinion if a movie is worth watching or not. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification button after you subscribe, so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. And I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.